What's My Line? Brought to you by Geritol, the high-potency vitamin-iron-rich tonic in liquid or tablets to help you feel stronger. And now, let's all play What's My Line? And now, from New York, let's meet our What's My Line panel. First, the delightful star of stage and television, Miss Arlene Francis.
And now, a gentleman that we're very happy to end this year with, an old friend, Robert Q. Lewis.
Sorry, it's magnificent. On my left now, the lady whose column appears in New York's Journal American and papers throughout the country, and I'm delighted to spend an almost New Year's Eve with Dorothy Kilgallen.
And now, the man that I have a not-so-secret crush on, Bennett Cerf.
This is the time of year we all make noble resolutions, and we've just made a resolution about our panel moderator. No matter how misleading he is during the coming year, no matter how deliberately he leads us up the garden path, we're going to be forgiving. And we're going to say, you're still a nice man, John Charles Daly.
I, too, am full of the milk of human kindness tonight and have decided to forgive Bennett for Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. Hello there. From last week. Bob Lewis, nice to have you with us before the new year gets started, and we'll see if we can give you a good mental workout before the new year gets started. We have some very interesting occupations. We will also have a famous mystery guest before my friends on the panel a little bit later in the program. We'll meet our first challenger after this word. And now to meet our first contestant. Will you enter and sign in, please? Abe Rosenberg. Right, sir? Ready? Mr. Rosenberg, where are you from?
Flushing, New York.
Flushing, New York. Neighbor. May I present our panel? You join me over here, please, Mr. Rosenberg, and we'll let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. All righty. Panel, we can tell you that Mr. Rosenberg is self-employed and deals in a product, and we'll begin the general questioning with Dorothy Kilgallen.
Mr. Rosenberg, could I use your product?
Yes.
Could I hold it in my hand?
Yes.
If I had one of these, would I usually have one rather than a dozen or so?
One.
One. One is enough. Would this be something that I would have in the house?
You could have it in the house.
Yes,
But I
I
could
think
also...
here we'd have to go on the basis, Dorothy, if you had it and had intention to use it, certainly it would be near your person at a time when you might want to put it to use, and you would have it around your home, certainly, for some part of the time.
I see. Can it also be used in places besides houses?
Yes.
Could it be used out of doors?
Yes.
Does it have any movable parts?
Yes.
In a very rudimentary way.
Rudimentary moving parts. All right. Is it made in part or in whole of metal?
Yes.
Is it useful rather than decorative?
Yes.
Does it make any noise when you use it?
No.
Nope, 1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Cerf. And I would say, just to clarify, is it useful rather than decorative? We'd agree it is useful. We do not rule out the possibility that it could be made and have as one of its purposes to be decorative also.
Certainly.
This is...
1963.
Mr. Rosenberg, this being the time of year when New Year's celebrations are in progress, as you may note by looking at the gentleman sitting next to you, is your product particularly useful at this time of year?
I would say it is particularly useful at this time of the year without necessarily agreeing with anything that you said earlier.
Would it be used in some way to help celebrate the beginning of the new year?
No.
That makes it 2 down and 8 to go, Miss Francis.
Does it have any color?
Yes.
Could it come in different colors?
Yes.
Does it have any, anything to do at all with communication?
None.
3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Lewis.
Would this product be carried on the person?
Yes.
When one was carrying it, would I be right in assuming that it would not be seen by a passerby?
You would not be
No,
right.
you would be wrong. That's 4 down and 6 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Is this something that a sensible person would wear more in winter than in summer?
Yes.
Would you wear it to a football game?
Yes.
Good. Mm-hmm.
Would it keep your ears warm?
Yes.
Earmuffs?
Earmuffs. Right. Well, actually, Mr. Rosenberg has said he wants everything that comes to him tonight to go to the American Cancer Foundation, so we'll take care of that. And this is Mr. Rosenberg's own company. He's a partner with somebody else, and I found out something that it's made. Yours are made out of mouton lamb. Mouton lamb, which is
Made out of what?
Sheepskin.
Mouton.
Sheepskin?
mouton
Mouton
lamb.
lamb.
Yeah, or rabbit fur. They make about a rabbit's too, you know. But I don't think the reason I came back to the issue of decorative, I think a lot of them are used for the twin purpose of decoration and also to keep the ears warm.
They're cute.
Because they have some outsized ones they made for Bennett, but they're not very decorative. Thank you very much, Mr. Rosenberg. Nice having you on one side. Now to meet our second challenger. Will you enter and sign in, please? Richard. Guthrie. Right, sir? All right. Guthrie, where are you from?
Phoenix, Arizona.
Phoenix, Arizona. May I present our panel? Would you join me over here, and we'll let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. Panel, we can tell you that Mr. Guthrie is self-employed, and he deals in a service, and we'll begin the general questioning with Arlene Francis.
Do people come to you for your service, Mr. Guthrie?
Yes.
Is it a service that benefits the home in some way?
No.
That's 1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Lewis.
Is that something as a service that I might use, Mr. Guthrie?
Yes.
Am I right in assuming that you are no relation at all of Tyrone Guthrie's?
Yes.
Okay. When I would come to you for this service, would
Yes,
you...
I would say it's a service you could use, given all of the other considerations that you are in the area and would require the particular service available to you in the particular place where Mr. Guthrie purveys the service.
Don't forget, we promised to be forgiving.
It's 1963.
Well, now, John, let me put it this way. Suppose I were in the area, and with all due consideration for the fact that I might be in the area where that service might be performed, might it be possible for me, within the province of the question I'm about to ask, to... I can't do it. You're the master. Mr. Guthrie, would you come into contact with what is usually described as my, pardon the expression, body when I came to you for your service?
No.
No.
2 down and 8 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Mr. Guthrie, do you ever do any of your work out of doors?
Yes.
Do you do most of it out of doors?
Yes.
Do you ever come in contact with animals?
No.
3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Mr. Guthrie, you say you come from Phoenix. Do you perform your service in or near that superb city in Arizona? Yes. Has this service got anything to do with all the hordes of winter visitors that come to Phoenix?
No.
Not as such. It's not to say that, you know, some who came might not come into connection with it,
He's
but
not
it's not
connected with the
particularly
tourist
for
trade or
no.
the winter resort trade.
4 down and 6 to go, Miss Francis.
Does your service have anything to do with something amusing, entertaining?
Yes.
But this would be, let's say, the service that he purveys does have some of this character to it, but this is not to suggest that this is its entire character.
Yes. I think yes.
Yes. It's 1963.
Would you have anything to do with a sport that takes place out of doors?
No.
5 down and 5 to go, Mr. Lewis.
Mr. Guthrie, would there be other people with me while you performed your service? In other words, would I not be alone when you did what you do?
Sometimes.
Might I possibly pay admission to watch what you do?
No.
6 down and 4 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Would I go to you, given all the circumstances that John wants? I could enjoy your services, too. But I may assume that there is no product connected with your service. This
No.
would be just something that you do.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be doing it for one person at a time as opposed to a whole group of people?
No.
You would be doing it for a group.
Well, it could be done for one person at a time, but this doesn't rule out that it might be done for more than one person at a time.
So what's that, a qualified?
Qualified. I'm going to give you 1 more minute because you're not close. I can tell you that happily.
Could children enjoy what you do?
Yes.
Do you talk to the people that you deal with?
Yes.
Do you wear any costume other than an ordinary business suit?
Yes.
Is it a costume that is indigenous to the West?
No.
7 down and 3 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Is it any kind of a uniform?
Yes.
Would it be a uniform that be recognizable as working for some branch of the government or
Self-employed.
state?
No.
8 down and 2 to go, Miss Francis.
Do you have anything to do with or in water?
No.
9 down and 1 to go, Mr. Lewis.
Is the uniform you wear, you are self-employed. Do you buy this uniform or this costume you wear yourself? Would I possibly see anything like that anywhere else?
You probably could, but I don't think so.
Could I take a wild
Yeah.
guess?
Uh-huh.
Do you have any connection with a restaurant?
Not directly.
I
Actually,
thought
this
he
is the...
was one of those fellows that parks cars on a horse or something.
You're getting reasonably close. I mean, it's an odd one.
Yeah.
Actually, what Mr. Guthrie does is to pull a rickshaw at a big shopping center, which is, what is the name of it? The
Christown.
Christown Mall in Phoenix, and he's got a franchise. He has a rickshaw, and he takes housewives coming out of the supermarkets, all loaded down, puts them in his rickshaw, and takes them over to the car.
That is not Mr. Goldwater's store.
No.
No, this is a big shopping center, you know.
Well,
I
he
don't
has
know
a
whether
pretty
they got
good
the
shopping
stores
center
or-
out there.
He
Right?
just
You're
has a
going to
big
go to
store.
Brigham Young University in
Yes,
the
sir.
spring, are you not? Fine. That's a fine school.
What kind of a uniform do you wear?
Coolie, I hope.
It consists of beachcombers and a loose-fitting white shirt with short sleeves.
And there's one final little note. Guess how he got his rickshaw? He and his dad built the rickshaw themselves. And that was, congratulations on great little initiative. Nice to see you. North Carolina. We'll meet tonight's mystery guest in just a moment, but first, here is a word from our sponsor. And now the special feature of our program, the appearance of our mystery challenger, for which, as always, my colleagues are blindfolded. The blindfolds are in place, panel?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Good. Will you enter mystery challenger and sign in, please? All right. All right. All right, panel. A different form of questioning, one question at a time, in turn, moving clockwise, and we'll begin with Bennett Cerf.
Well, all those rapturous whistles and something of whatnot would lead me to believe that this is a gloriously beautiful girl. Is it?
Yes. Miss Franklin?
Are you at the present time appearing in a motion picture on Broadway?
One down and 9 to go, Mr. Lewis.
Are you now appearing in a regular show on television?
You mean by regular, a regular series?
Yes.
2 down and 8 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Do you spend a great deal of time in another country than the United States?
3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Sir.
Might I cherish among my personal possessions a lock of your beautiful hair?
Good night.
Oh.
I thought so.
Better don't you say anything for a round. Let's see what happens. Miss Francis?
Well, I think Bennett ought to get off the hook fast. It's a cousin if by marriage.
Yes. Yeah, I got it.
Ginger Rogers.
I must explain that Ginger is our house guest.
I know.
And she spent 3 hours explaining to me where she was going tonight. And I didn't believe one word of it.
Didn't you look like you did? Oh.
Now, this is to get all the things in line. Actually, Miss Ginger is cousin to Phyllis Cerf, Bennett's lovely wife. And they've been going through all kinds of plots and counterplots today to persuade Bennett that Ginger would be anywhere in the world except here. But anyway, we got away with it for a little bit, if not for very long. It's so wonderful to see you, and
nice to see you again.
I must say I agree thoroughly with those good folks sitting out there.
Oh, weren't they
Blew up when you
darling?
came in. I don't think anybody
Like to
can
wish them a
dance
Happy New
besides
Year.
you anyway.
Aw,
I still think every time I see you dance, it takes about 15 years off me, and I go out and play around the golf better than I ever did before.
John, could I say a word about my cousin?
You certainly can.
This is a prejudiced opinion, but I would like to tell you she is one of the loveliest people in this world.
It's true. Thank you, darling, very much. So sweet. I love it. There's a publicity.
Isn't it just like that surf to wind up the year with a bang? Huh? I guess. But listen, Miss Ginger, if I hear things correctly, you who won such great distinction in Hollywood, in the movies, I understand you're going to make movies now.
Yes, we're going to make, Bill, my husband and I, Bill Marshall, we're going to make movies in Jamaica, the country of Jamaica, which is south of here.
Ah, wonderful.
Yes, we have a production company and a contract with the government of Jamaica for 10 years for exclusive making of motion pictures.
Oh, it's
So
such
be kind of-
wonderful country,
It's beautiful
too.
country,
Oh.
so you all have to come down and visit us.
Well, now, are you going to take a hand at directing and things like that?
No,
You're
no, I'm
produce,
going to
huh?
be in the producing side of it and act once in a while.
Ah,
Mhm.
wonderful.
Isn't that nice?
Ah,
I'm
I'd
very
love
thrilled
to
about
see
it,
you
too.
dancing over the hills and valleys of that
Yes,
wonderful
and
island
into the
of
blue,
Jamaica.
clear water.
Into the blue, clear water. Ah. Well, I think this is a great way to wind up a year with Ginger
Well,
Rogers sitting by
everyone,
me
a
side.
Happy New Year.
And a happy New Year to you, and thanks so
Thank
much for
you.
coming to see us, Ginger. She's a mighty pretty girl, and I guess we have to give you some congratulations, panel. We didn't fool you, and we will be back with another contestant after this word from our alternates. And now to meet a final contestant. Will you enter and sign in, please? Jacqueline Scar. Is that right? Is it Miss or Mrs. Scar?
Ex-Mrs.
Ex-Mrs. And where are you from?
I come from Paris.
From Paris?
Yes.
But you are now resident in the United
New
States?
York, yes.
You live here in New York?
That's right.
Nice to meet you. Mrs. Scar, may I present the panel? Will you join me over here, please? And we'll let the audience in the theater and the audience at home know exactly what your line is. All right. Panel, we can tell you that Mrs. Scar is salaried and deals in a service. And we'll begin the general questioning with Robert Q. Lewis.
Thank you, John. Bonjour, mademoiselle.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Enchanté. Tu es Parisienne?
Oui.
Why don't you try a couple of aspirin and you'll be in great shape?
Mademoiselle, you render a service.
Yes.
It's a service that, hopefully, I might...
Certainly.
Wait. I would enjoy anything with Mademoiselle. Is this a service which is also rendered to people of the opposite sex?
Yes.
Pour les mesdames. When I came to you for your service, would you be attired in anything at all,
Other than...
similar to what you are wearing?
Not exactly.
Not exactly.
Not exactly. I think you've asked the question in such specific terms that we have to give you a no. 1 down, 9 to go, Miss Corral.
As long as the no is from you, it's all right.
Do I understand, amidst all this fun we're having, that she wouldn't be wearing anything like what she's wearing now when she's working?
I would say that these would not be considered proper work clothes.
I
That's
see.
right.
Do you work in the daytime, Mademoiselle?
Yes.
Madame, excuse me.
Mademoiselle.
Madame.
Ex-madame.
Do you work indoors?
Yes.
Do you work in something other than an office?
No.
Oh.
That's 2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Sir.
If you work in an office, is it Mademoiselle Scar? Well, we say it as Madame, even though it's ex-Madame.
Fine, take your choice.
And I'm not as familiar as Robert Q. I'd call you
Don't
Boo.
you try
He
your
calls
French.
Sue.
I've heard it, Bennett.
The office that you work in, Madame Scar, is one that is visited by members of both sexes. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
When they come to this office, do they purchase anything?
Yes.
Do you have something to do with the sale of the thing that they purchase?
Yes.
Are they coming to see something rather than to buy something?
No.
No. 3 down and 7 to go, Miss Francis.
Is the product that they come to buy, is it a product that they come to buy?
Mm-hmm.
It is a product. Is it a product that I might use? Yes.
You could use, but now this is a delicate area here. I don't want to mislead you. When I say it's a product, we must assume that something changes hands if something is sold and something is bought. To that degree, a product is involved, you see.
Uh-huh. No, I don't see, but anyway.
You don't. Well, that's
we will
1963. Don't worry.
But did you, was it established that you work in an office rather than a store? An office?
Yes.
Is it something that is arranged for through you rather than sold directly from your place?
I
It
think,
is
yes.
arranged for.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Is it, do you act at all as interpreter or liaison between whatever it is that is sold and the person that comes to buy?
Well, I would say, in a sense, liaison, with your
Yes.
permission, because the service that is here given is one that is necessary to the conveyance of the particular thing that is sought to the one who seeks to buy it.
Yes. It is something other than a French piece of material.
Yes, it is.
Is it American, that you deal with?
Yes.
Yes. Are you happy, Robert?
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
thinking of something. Well, shall
Actually,
we
we're
have
about to run out of time, so I'm going to throw it open. See,
Maybe-
what do you have
is
an
it
idea?
paper?
Is it made of paper, the
Yeah,
product?
yeah.
Is it a ticket to anything?
Tickets,
Oh, no.
transportation?
A bank.
No.
Confederate money.
Close. Confederate money. No, that's right. Actually, but you are close, and I congratulate you, because it would be hard to believe, but Mrs. Carr is a licensed stockbroker and deals in securities. That's Nation Company. And thank you very much for being with us. Now we will have you. And so I would only say it's been fun, as always, knowing all of you all through 1963, and thanks to all of you for another Happy New Year for all of us, and good night, Arlene Francis.
Good night. Thank you, John. Thank all of you. Happy New Year. And to you, Bob.
Thank you, darling. Happy New Year to you, Dorothy.
Same to you, darling,
All of
and to you, Bennett, and to you out there, and you, John.
Thank you.
Madam Scar says she's very bullish for 1964. And with that happy note, I say Happy New Year, too, and to you, too, John.
And we finish up with some more bull from Bennett. And Happy New Year, Bennett, and thanks for being with us on What's My Line?
What's My Line is a CBS television network production in association with Mark Goodson and Bill Todman. Johnny Olson speaking.